Well, this is the latest workshop project. This is a Burgess Powerline BBS-20 Mark II bandsaw, which is an awful lot of words for a relatively small bandsaw. As you can see, this is designed to be a bench-mounted one. I've been after one of these ever since I first saw one listed on eBay. What I found attractive about it is I like the styling of it, and also it suits my little tiny workshop ideally, because I can simply store this somewhere else, and then when I want it, lift it up, plonk it onto the workbench, clamp it down, and we're ready to go. I don't have to have it permanently fixed anywhere. So yeah, well, I said I've been after one of these for a while, but they always went for more money than I was prepared to pay. This one came up for auction, and it's not in particularly good condition. The base on these tends to rust out quite badly, but yeah, it was an auction, and I bid on it and I won it, and I paid the princely sum of £14.50, which is probably about $20 US plus shipping for this. So yeah, absolute bloody bargain. Now I've had a quick look at it, and there are some parts missing. I did check the plug. I took the plug apart just to have a look to make sure that it was okay. But yes, there are some parts missing, so we will we'll have a look at those to start with. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the table off. There should be a thumb wheel screw here holding it on, but there isn't. There's just a normal, I don't know what it is. Let's take it off and have a look. Not quite sure what this is. Yeah, so there you go. That's what's holding the table on. That's definitely not, I don't think, the right thing. So the table should just come off now with a bit of luck, he says. Right, there we go. Get it out past the blade. Yeah, so yeah, there's the table. Gonna need some work, but I think we can clean this up without too much trouble. It doesn't appear to be damaged anyway. It's got the little guide, the little plastic guide in the middle, which is great. So right, so where does that leave us then? So I'm gonna move the camera and focus in on the blade guides, or I should say lack thereof. Right, so these are the mounts for the top and bottom blade guides, of which you can see one. That's the top rear guide, but there should be an identical one to this on here, and then two forward guides which are completely missing. So see if I can get you a better picture of that. So basically this rear guide, blade guide, it has a slot in it which you can see there. It's all completely out of alignment. That's where the blade should be, and there is a pad that's a sort of like a foamy pad there, which is normally would have a few drops of oil on it just for lubrication, and this can be moved this way and that way and in and out as well. So basically we need, the first thing I have to do is make another one identical to this, plus the front guides, which are very similar, except instead of having the metal part with the slot in it, they have like a nylon roller. Basically it's just to stop the blade from moving forward. It doesn't actually rub against the blade, it's just there to stop it from moving forward. So they're obviously missing. What else? Let's move it around. Yeah, so as I said, this is the screw for the table mount. Obviously the table can tilt. There's another screw hole there, and the table should be held in with like one of these thumb screw knobs. Now you can still get these on eBay, so, and they're not expensive, so hopefully I should be able to get a replacement for that without too much trouble. Everything else seems to be there. What we'll do next, I think, is we'll take the cover off so you can see inside. Now this cover is held on with 3 quarter-turn sprung screws, one there, and one there. As I said, they're just quarter turns. screwdriver in the last one. And this should just pull off now, like that. So there you can see the inside. This cover is in pretty good nick. Nothing at all wrong with that. That's pretty good. Just needs a clean up. So let's have a look inside. Well, the belt's off, which is not a good sign. The blade is on okay. Let's see whether we can. Get that off. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, the blade adjustment tension is working, so that's something. Now these can take different size blades. This is the smallest one, 1/4 inch, but we'll do 3/8. I think it might even do a half. So pull the drive belt off. Which again doesn't look in too bad condition, but these aren't very expensive. I'll put a new blade and a new belt on it. So right. So next up, let's see if the motor runs. Now, in the listing for this, they did say that this on and off switch didn't work, but the motor did. So I've got it in the off position. I've got it plugged in, and let's power it up. Well, the motor works, but the on and off switch doesn't. So what we'll do is I will quickly remove this and have a look. Actually, I'll just unplug it. Right, there we go. Just 2 screws, I think, holding this in place. Oh yes, well, yes, the switch isn't connected at all. So I'm assuming then that this switch must have failed at some point, and it looks like all they've done is used a bit of terminal block here to join the 2 lives and the 2 neutrals together, so it just comes on when you turn the mains on. So, well, at least we know the motor works. So that's good. Well, I'll pop the switch out of its holder, and I've just whacked a meter on it, and sure enough, this is a double pole switch. So basically you have live on one side, neutral on the other, and one side doesn't work, it's open circuit, so that's knackered. These are still readily available. That's a bog standard illuminated main switch. I think they're 16 amp, 250 volt. They literally cost a couple of pounds, so get one of those on order, replace that, and then have to put some spray terminals back on the end of the wires and take them out of this terminal block, but we can easily fix that. Now, today is the 7th of July 2020, and this turned up yesterday on the 6th. And because I knew there were some parts missing, I went on eBay and had a look to see whether I could find replacement knob for the thumb screw knob for the table. And I found some. They're not exactly the same. Amazingly, they've turned up today. They literally came through the post, literally about 20 minutes ago. So that's incredible. So, and these literally cost, I think there's 4 in here. I paid about £5 for the 4 of them. I only need 1, obviously, but that's, you know, just over £1 each. So they're not identical, but they're pretty close. I mean, they're Bakelite, those original ones. This is obviously a resin-based plastic. But yeah, so that will go in there. Yeah, so basically that screw in there like that and hold the table on, which is what it's supposed to. That's what it's how the table is supposed to be held on. So that's an amazing. I hope the other stuff that I've ordered comes literally as quick as that did. So there we are. Now we obviously got to strip the rest of it down and start taking all this apart and see whether there is anything else wrong with it. But I think this is way long enough a video for part 1, so we'll end it there, and the next one will start with further strip down.